For years, seniors all over the world have heard the same advice. Just walk every day. That's enough to stay healthy. But what if I told you that's not completely true? Because while walking is wonderful for your heart, your circulation, and even your mood after 65, walking alone is not enough to protect the parts of your body that are most at risk of weakness, pain, and injury. That's exactly what Richard, 70, learned the hard way. Richard had always been proud of his daily morning walks. Every single day, rain or shine, he walked for 30 minutes around his neighborhood. He believed that walking kept him safe from all the typical problems of aging. But last year, something unexpected happened. One morning, while getting up from his chair, Richard lost his balance. His leg muscles didn't respond fast enough. He stumbled and twisted his knee badly. Weeks later, he was still struggling with pain and limited movement. His doctor told him something shocking. Richard, walking keeps your heart healthy, but it doesn't build enough strength in your muscles. It doesn't protect your balance, your joints, or your posture. Walking alone doesn't prepare your body for the real challenges of daily life after 65. That conversation changed everything for Richard, because the truth is, after 65, the parts of your body most likely to fail you are not your feet. They're your legs, your balance, your joints, your posture, your lungs. All the things walking simply doesn't train deeply enough. And that's why, in this video, I want to show you the 5 best exercises that every senior over 65 should add to their routine, not to replace walking, but to complete it. These exercises are simple. They can be done at home. They don't require expensive equipment. And most importantly, they are specifically designed to protect your muscles, your balance, your flexibility, and your ability to live pain-free for many years to come. Because walking keeps you moving, but these exercises keep you strong. And the first one is something that could literally save you from the most dangerous risk seniors face after 65: falling. The first and most important exercise that every senior over 65 should include in their life is very simple, but incredibly powerful. It's training the strength of your legs. That's exactly what Richard's doctor told him after his fall. If your legs are weak, everything becomes dangerous, he said. Standing up from a chair, climbing stairs, getting out of bed, or even catching yourself if you trip, all of that depends on your legs being strong. Walking is good for movement, but it doesn't build enough strength in the muscles that protect you, like your thighs, your calves, and especially the muscles around your knees and hips. Richard never thought about this before, but once he started adding leg strengthening exercises to his routine, he felt the difference almost immediately. One of the easiest and safest leg exercises for seniors is the sit-to-stand movement. You simply sit down in a chair with your feet flat on the ground, your hands resting lightly on your lap or crossed over your chest. Then, using the strength of your legs, not pushing with your arms, you stand up slowly and sit back down with control. This might sound simple, but for seniors, this small movement can rebuild the exact strength needed for real-life activities. Doing this 10 times a day, in a safe and calm way, trains your legs to support your body, improves balance, and reduces the risk of dangerous falls. Richard started with just 5 repetitions per day. Slowly, he built up to 10, then 15. And with each week, he noticed getting up from low chairs, beds, or the car became easier, smoother, and safer. And this is just one way to strengthen your legs. Other simple options include walking heel to toe slowly across the room, using light ankle weights during your daily walk, or doing slow standing calf raises while holding onto a chair for balance. Because strong legs aren't just about walking farther, they're about living better. But while strong legs protect you from falling, the next exercise protects something even more fragile: your balance. And losing it, even for a second, could change your life forever. The second type of exercise that every senior over 65 should be doing, but most don't, is balance training. Because here's the truth: losing your balance for just 1 second can cause a fall that changes everything. That's exactly what happened to Eleanor, 76. She wasn't doing anything dangerous. She was simply reaching for a cup in her kitchen cabinet. But as she shifted her weight to one side, her ankle wobbled slightly, and in a flash, she lost her balance. The fall wasn't dramatic, but it was enough to sprain her wrist and bruise her hip. And after that, Eleanor became afraid of moving quickly. She started walking more cautiously. She avoided stairs. She even stopped going to the grocery store alone. That fear of falling is very real and very common. But here's the good news. Balance can be trained. Just like muscles, your balance improves with small, gentle practice. And the earlier you start, the more confident you become in every step you take. One of the simplest balance exercises is standing on one foot for 10 seconds while holding onto a chair or countertop. Start with your right foot. Hold for a few seconds. Switch to your left. Do this 2 or 3 times per day, and you'll start noticing better control in your legs, ankles, and core. Another great option is the heel-to-toe walk, placing one foot directly in front of the other, like walking on a tightrope, slowly across the room. This trains your body to stay centered and calm under pressure. Eleanor started with just a few seconds per day. She practiced near a wall or countertop, just in case. And within a month, her confidence returned. She walked taller. She felt steadier. And most importantly, she was no longer afraid of her own body. And if you're still watching with me right now, that tells me you truly care about your health and independence. So please, click the like button and subscribe to this channel. It helps us reach more wonderful seniors like you. And it means we can keep sharing these important tips to help you stay strong and safe every day. Because while balance keeps you on your feet, the next exercise protects something even deeper. Your joints, the quiet parts of your body that, when ignored, can slowly turn movement into pain. The third exercise that every senior over 65 should include in their routine is not about strength and not about balance. It's about mobility, the ability of your joints to move smoothly, fully, and without pain. Because one of the most common complaints after 65 is not weakness, it's stiffness. Richard, for example, noticed it every morning. His back felt tight. His knees didn't bend like they used to. Reaching up to grab a glass from the cabinet made his shoulder ache. And getting up from a low chair felt like trying to fold metal. His doctor explained it simply. Your joints are like doors on old hinges, he said. If you don't open them regularly, they get stiff. And stiff joints lead to pain, bad posture, and eventually, injuries. That's why mobility exercises are so powerful for seniors. They don't require strength. They don't require speed. They just require attention and consistency. One of the best mobility exercises is the gentle hip circle. Standing behind a chair for support, Richard would slowly move his leg in a small circle, first in one direction, then the other. This small movement helps keep the hips loose, preventing pain when walking or climbing stairs. For shoulders, slow arm circles, or simply reaching both arms overhead and back down a few times a day can prevent tightness that leads to pain. For knees and ankles, sitting on a chair and extending one leg forward, gently flexing and pointing the toes several times, keeps those smaller joints moving freely. Richard started adding these small movements to his morning routine. It took him less than 5 minutes. But over time, he noticed real changes. Less stiffness, more freedom of movement, and less fear of sudden pain. Because mobility is not about being young. It's about keeping your body ready to move at any age. But while mobility protects your joints, the next exercise focuses on something even bigger. Your entire posture and the little muscles that hold your body tall, balanced, and pain-free. The fourth essential exercise that seniors over 65 often forget, but desperately need, is working on posture and flexibility. Because here's the reality. After 65, many of the most common aches and pains don't come from accidents or injuries. They come from poor posture developed slowly over time. That's exactly what was happening to Helen, 78. Helen had never fallen. She was careful. She walked every day, but little by little, her back began to round forward. Her shoulders closed in. Her neck leaned forward when watching TV or using her phone. And as the months passed, the small discomfort in her upper back turned into daily pain. Her doctor explained something that completely changed her routine. Helen, your muscles are forgetting how to hold you tall. If you don't stretch and strengthen the right areas, your posture will collapse more each year, and pain will only increase. Postural exercises don't need to be complicated. In fact, some of the most powerful ones can be done standing right in your living room. Helen started with one of the simplest, standing with her back flat against a wall, shoulders touching, and gently tucking her chin back as if making a double chin, holding for 5 to 10 seconds. This little move wakes up the neck muscles and helps realign posture. She also added a gentle chest opener, standing tall, clasping her hands behind her back, or using a towel if that was too difficult, and slowly pulling her arms back while opening her chest. These small stretches, done daily, began to reverse years of stiffness. Her back felt lighter, her shoulders less tense, and most importantly, her breathing improved because her chest could fully expand again. And if you're still here with me, watching this video, I know you truly care about feeling better every single day. So go ahead and click the like button and subscribe to this channel. It helps more wonderful seniors like you learn these life-changing habits and keeps this community growing strong together. Because while posture keeps you tall and free from pain, the next and final exercise focuses on something even deeper. Your breathing, the engine behind your energy, your relaxation, and even your sleep. The fifth and final exercise that every senior over 65 should include in their life is not about muscles, it's not about balance, and it's not even about movement. It's about breathing. You might be surprised. After all, breathing happens naturally. You don't even think about it. But that's exactly the problem. Over time, especially after 65, many seniors begin to breathe more shallowly, using only the upper chest instead of filling the lungs fully. Stress, poor posture, and even past habits lead the body to forget how to breathe deeply. That's exactly what Richard noticed. Even after strengthening his legs, improving his balance, working on his posture, and moving his joints every day, he still felt tired in the afternoons. His sleep wasn't as deep. He often woke up feeling like he hadn't rested enough. Until his doctor asked him a very simple question. Richard, when was the last time you truly focused on your breathing? That small question changed everything. Deep breathing exercises are one of the most powerful and most forgotten habits for seniors. They help increase oxygen flow, calm the nervous system, lower stress, improve digestion, support heart health, and even help the brain stay sharp. And best of all, they're easy. Richard started with a simple habit. Every morning, sitting quietly, he would place one hand on his belly and the other on his chest. He would slowly inhale through his nose, feeling his belly expand, hold for a few seconds, and then exhale gently through his mouth. He did this 5 times. It took him less than 3 minutes. The difference was incredible. His energy improved, his sleep became deeper, and his stress levels, even during difficult days, became much easier to handle. Deep breathing isn't about magic. It's about giving your body the oxygen it needs to function well, especially after 65, when every cell in your body depends on that gentle flow of air. And now that you've learned the 5 best exercises every senior should be doing, strength, balance, mobility, posture, and breathing, let me show you exactly how to put them all together into a simple, safe, and powerful daily routine. Because moving well after 65 isn't about doing too much, it's about doing exactly what your body needs. Now that you know the 5 best exercises every senior over 65 should practice regularly, the most common question is, but how do I fit all this into my day? And the answer is easier than you think. Because taking care of your body after 65 is not about spending hours at the gym. It's not about complex routines or impossible challenges. It's about small, smart movements done with love, attention, and consistency. Richard learned this quickly. When he first heard about these exercises, he worried it would be too much. But his doctor smiled and said, "Richard, the goal is not to exhaust you. The goal is to keep you moving, safe, and strong, with just a few minutes each day." That's exactly how your routine should feel. You can easily divide these 5 exercises into small moments throughout your day, or do them all together in one peaceful 15-minute session. Imagine starting your morning like this. You wake up, sit at the edge of your bed, and take 5 deep, slow breaths to wake up your lungs and calm your mind. Then, after standing slowly, you do your sit-to-stand leg exercise 10 times, using a chair for support. After that, maybe while waiting for your coffee or tea, you practice standing on one foot for 10 seconds, then switching to the other. This gentle balance training wakes up your legs and centers your body. Later in the day, perhaps while watching TV or listening to music, you take a few minutes to move your hips in small circles, rotate your ankles, or stretch your arms overhead to keep your joints loose and healthy. And finally, before bed, you spend a few moments standing near a wall, working on your posture, shoulders back, head aligned, breathing deeply as your chest opens. That's it. Simple, gentle, powerful. You don't need fancy equipment. You don't need long sessions. What you need is presence, patience, and practice. And over time, these tiny habits create real change. Your legs become stronger, making it easier to get up from a chair or climb stairs. Your balance improves, giving you confidence in every step. Your joints move more freely, reducing pain and stiffness. Your posture straightens, letting you breathe deeply and move gracefully. And your lungs, that beautiful engine of life, stay full of energy, keeping your body and mind clear. This is how seniors after 65 protect their independence. Not by doing more, but by doing exactly what matters most. And now, let me share a final reflection with you, a message from the heart about why protecting your body with love every single day is one of the greatest gifts you can give to yourself and to your future. Do you remember Richard? The man who thought his daily walks were enough, until a simple stumble reminded him how fragile the body can become after 65. That fall could have stolen his confidence, his mobility, and even his independence. But instead, it became a turning point. Because Richard didn't just recover. He rebuilt. He learned how to move smarter. He added strength to his legs, stability to his balance, flexibility to his joints, control to his posture, and depth to his breathing. And now, at 71, Richard doesn't just walk. He walks with strength. He moves with confidence. He sleeps better. He feels better. And most of all, he knows he's doing his part to protect his body every single day. That's what I want for you. Because life after 65 can still be full of freedom, joy, and vitality if you take care of the body that carries you. You don't have to do everything at once. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to care enough to start. Even one exercise a day can make a difference. Even 5 minutes can build strength, improve balance, reduce pain, and restore your confidence. So now I'd love to know something from you. Of the 5 exercises we shared today, leg strength, balance, joint mobility, posture, or breathing, which one surprised you the most? Which one do you feel most inspired to try starting tomorrow? Tell me in the comments below. I read every single one, and I love hearing which parts of these videos truly make a difference in your life. And if this video helped you feel stronger, more capable, or simply more hopeful, please click the like button. It really helps more amazing seniors like you find this content and join us in creating a healthier, happier future. And of course, if you want more videos like this, with practical tips, powerful stories, and simple habits to help you live longer and move better, I'd love for you to subscribe. You are always welcome here. Because your age doesn't define your limits. Your habits do. Thank you for being here. Take care of yourself. You deserve it.